Welcome to my channel. This is a book review of the Prayer of Jabez. So, this is the first book of a series. The series is known as the Breakthrough Series, and later on, and I'm going to do a book review in the future of The Secret of the Vine, and I'm also reading the third one right now. So the way this book review is going to work is I'm going to have a brief overview of the 7 chapters that are in this book. I'm going to talk about what this book focuses on, who this book is for, and also one of the best quotable moments in this book. So the book focuses on one man in the Bible named Jabez, who is found in only one section of the Bible, and that's the verse that we're going to read later on, 1 Chronicles chapter 4. The first chapter talks about Jabez and the list that he is found in the Bible and why he is different from the other men that are found in that list, and it has to do with the prayer that he makes to God. The second chapter and the chapters following encourage us to make the prayer that Jabez made. The second chapter focusing on us asking God to bless us. Now, that while that may seem selfish, the author, Bruce Wilkinson, talks about how it's the right thing to do, and it's not always a material blessing. This is not the prosperity gospel. The third chapter focuses on enlarging our territory, which has to do with the verse. And that's our sphere of influence. The fourth chapter is asking God to be with us. The fifth chapter is asking God to keep us from evil. And the sixth chapter is Jabez being more honorable than his brothers. That's the focus and why he is. And the seventh chapter has to do with God granting him with what he requested. So one of the main points of this book is to encourage those who are already Christians. If you're not a Christian, that doesn't mean this book isn't for you. It's just that it is more geared towards Christians. The point of this book also is to talk about a man in the Bible that we hardly have ever heard of before. In fact, if you read the Bible multiple times, you probably never realized who Jabez was because he's found in a long list. Another point of the book is praying a prayer to God that covers all the bases. Throughout the book, it takes you through this prayer of Jabez and really just covers the bases of life, and that's what that prayer is about. I'm going to read that verse for you here. So the main theme in this book is found in 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 9. Jabez was more honorable than his brothers, and his mother called his name Jabez, saying, "Because I bore him in pain." Jabez called upon the God of Israel, saying, "Oh, that you would bless me and enlarge my border, and that your hand might be with me, and that you would keep me from harm, so that it might not bring me pain." And God granted what he asked. And this verse is what the entire book, the Prayer of Jabez, is focused on. Well, all that being said, how does this book rank? So the total score that I'm going to have to give this book is a 5.5. Now, while that may seem harsh, I will say that 5 I would rank as good and 4 is subpar. So this book would still be recommendable to some Christians. So the only quote that I found that was quotable throughout the book was found on page 43. He says, "A miracle is an intervention by God to make something happen that wouldn't normally happen." Later on, he says, "Miracles don't have to break natural law to be supernatural events." When Christ stilled the storm, he didn't set aside universal law. The storm would eventually have subsided on its own. Instead, he directed the weather pattern. When Elijah prayed for it to stop raining, God directed the natural cycle of drought and rain. So that was the most quotable moment of the entire book. Now, there are some other takeaways of the book that I thought were helpful. The prayer of Jabez was certainly helpful. That's already found in Scripture. And so really what he does is just kind of break it down. Here's some benefits of the book, is that it really was easy to read. And that's also a benefit and also a negative, because those top books are going to be, they should be a little bit difficult to read because they're challenging us to grow more. Now, I will say that it also did go on to sell many copies. It was also a #1 New York Times bestseller. So that is something to say about the book. I've never written a book before. I would love to write a book. I would love to write a book half as good as this. So it's still a good book, but I'm still going to give it a 5.5. One of the other reasons why I gave it the score that it did is that I did not take that many notes from it. Normally at the end of a book, where there's the flyleafs is the extra pages that are blank. Normally there, I will take quite a few notes. And on almost every book I read, there's normally at least 5 or so notes that I have. And this book, unfortunately, there were none. Okay, guys, hopefully that was helpful for you. This was a book review of the Prayer of Jabez, written by Bruce Wilkinson. If you guys want to hear a book review of any other books, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please comment below and let me know what you guys think, and feel free to like and subscribe.